Hey guys, Justin here with Jay Primrose Properties, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to sell a house with title issues simply and easily. So this is something that we come across quite a bit actually. I came up with the idea of actually recording this video is I just talked to a seller earlier today where there's some challenges with title, and really what title is really the ownership of the property. So title issues can sometimes be if an owner passes away. There might be some issues with that. Sometimes there's a seller finance and maybe things weren't recorded correctly at the county to transfer ownership. It can be liens. It can be any kind of issues. So we actually come across this quite a bit and have a lot of experience with clearing title or really fixing all the problems with title so that you can actually sell the property. Because there are actual times where if you have a title that's got enough hair on it that they won't let you transfer title, or they won't really insure the transfer of title. So it can be a major issue for a lot of homeowners. So let's work through really top 3 things to consider to basically make this a simple and easy process. So number 1 is finding a reputable either cash buyer or really you could find a reputable agent, but typically a lot of times it's a cash buyer that has experience with these sort of situations. We have done a number of transactions with properties with title issues where I would consider us experts at helping to figure out exactly what's needed. So number 1, you want to actually work with someone who knows what they're getting into and knows the solutions to a lot of the problems that you might be facing with a messy title, or what they call a clouded title, which just means that there's issues with it. So number 1, find someone who actually knows what they're doing, has experience with this, and can actually help solve the problem. Number 2 is you want to work with a very reputable, very experienced title company, and specifically an escrow closer or someone who works at the title company who has experience clearing title. So a lot of times if it's a brand new person or somebody just pull out of a phone book, you're going to have kind of a crapshoot to see if that person actually has experience clearing title or not. So number 2 is, again, working with a very reputable and experienced title rep and title company that knows what they need to do, that can clear title, and that are familiar with it. Sometimes if title is a little janky, a lot of title companies won't even touch it. So a lot of the ones we work with, we work hand in hand with the title reps and really work together to make sure we clear this and make this as easy of a process as possible for a homeowner or for a seller. So number 3 is just understanding the timeline and the process. So with clouded title or issues with title, a lot of times it might be paperwork. There could be more complex resolution that's required. And so just knowing an appropriate timeline. So sometimes if there's a lot of issues with title, it might be a longer closing timeline, but we might say, on or before a longer period of time, because we need to have time to do the work to clear that title. So just being realistic about timeline and then that process, what it looks like. A lot of times it might take some time, might require some documentation, extra signatures, might be some errors involved. It really depends on all the moving parts. Again, we have experience with all that stuff. We try to make life as easy as possible, and we kind of throw it on our back to make sure we resolve that for the seller to get the end result that they're looking for, which is an easy sale and just helping us solve the problem. So really that's the top 3. So finding someone who knows how to handle the problem and is experienced. Typically it's going to be your buyer. So usually it's almost always a cash buyer or an investor who's familiar with these types of things. Number 2 is find an experienced title company, a title company that will still insure and work with some messy title stuff. And then number 3, being just realistic about timeline and process. So I kind of hit on timeline. Process is really like we would just be working through that title hand in hand with the title company. And once we get basically an insurable title, then we can close at any point. And again, a lot of times the seller's not really involved in that. We just handle all that for them. So all right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have a house you're considering selling, whether it has kind of tricky title issues or not, we'd love to have a conversation with you, see if we were good, the right fit for you. We're never any pressure or anything like that. We just love to have a conversation and see if we might be of help. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.